WB6JNP K6USY Delta Mike 06.
And 6USY, I think it was WB6JNP, go.
Yeah, good evening, Dane. Yeah, I've discovered if I stay on my vertical at the beginning, I can actually hear you. We just get a weird bounce off the mountains.
Well, that's the interesting thing, that if you play at the weak signal game, you learn stuff like that.
Well, and you also just learn the topography of this valley and all the wonky stuff it can do to signals sometimes. There's a repeater up on Mammoth that I can hit from down here, and I can talk to guys on the other side of the Sierras, and just knowing the fact that I can hit that repeater is kind of just a fun thing. That it's like, it's just right up the San Joaquin River Valley and up there at the top of the hill, and then I can get in onto the other side of the the mountains. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do, with repeaters being up at high altitude and having all these mountains around us.
Well, years ago I worked for, it was owned by Hughes Aircraft, but it was actually a cable TV company called Theta Cable, and they were in Southern California, and we had systems on either side of the San Fernando Valley. So we actually had repeaters that would cover both sides, and it was really kind of fun because you could obviously hear one, you could hear both sides. So we went with private lines, and it was really kind of a fun system. But with that, you learn about how stuff really works, as opposed to, somebody had said something the other week about asking what frequency should they be on, and my response was, use the biggest knob on the radio and find one.
Very good. Well, sitting here looking to see if we have any rain in our forecast coming up. Yeah, it looks like we got some rain coming midweek. So that'll keep us busy. I think I'm on the road every day this week, so that'll keep me busy. But very good. Yeah, good to hear you in there, and heard a couple other far out people on Mike's receiver, but just sitting here waiting for the net.
I'm doing the same thing. I just, I'm sitting back. I'm aim south, so, who knows. But like I said, living in a 200-foot deep granite bowl that's about a mile across, you don't, it's like trying to get out is kind of fun. The antenna is actually about 5 to 10 degrees up angle aim south, so I should get a little diffraction over the top, but the new antenna system will be a true ASO-Burrell system, so I'll be able to rotate both the 2-meter and the 432 system up, to 90 degrees, so that's, kind of a fun thing, but again, it's, called We Play with Ham Radio.
So you going to be able to track satellites or anything? Will it go that quick?
Yeah, it should be able to. It's a standard elevation rotator, and it depends on what you want to do. And satellites, we like to think, are moving fast, which they really are. But on the other hand, from the ground, they don't move that fast. And antennas, if you look at antenna patterns, if you're new to the game, you look at antenna patterns and you think, oh my God, if I'm not right on, I'll hear nothing. When in fact, I was thinking the other day about it, and I was thinking that one S unit on your radio is only 6 dB. So if you're basically 6 dB off the axis of the antenna, you'll still hear something. But, it's one of those fun things. Everybody wants the perfect thing, and it's, flat not going to happen in communication.
Yeah, you just got to be close enough. Very good. All righty, well, I'm going to take a standby. I'm going to go flip over to horizontal, and we'll wait around for the net. But good to hear you in there. K6USY, Fresno.
Okay, are you on vertical or horizontal now?
Well, right now I'm on my vertical.
Okay, well, if you switch to horizontal, you should come up someplace around 20 dB.
Yeah, but when I switch to horizontal, I don't hear you anymore.
Interesting. That's one of those odd things about granite bouncing out of my granite bowl.
Yep, exactly. So right now you're S5 on my vertical, and I know a lot of times I got to struggle to hear you when I'm horizontal. Very good. We'll catch you later. K6USY.
Okay, K6USY, WB6JNC. Yeah, I've got you about S4 on my S meter, and I didn't move the antenna. I just left it where it was. So anyway, we'll catch you in a few. WB6JNC.
All right, and here's my horizontal loop. Kilo 6 Uniform, Sierra Yankee, Delta Mike 06.
Good evening, Aaron. KG6QHK.
Yeah, good evening, John. Yeah, just getting the frequency warmed up, and we're live on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I got to get my laptop fired back up. I just finished cleaning up the shop. I'm refurbishing this 3-element 10-meter blah, blah, blah. Yeah, this beam that I'm going to put up tomorrow, hopefully.
Very cool. Well, good luck with that. I need to take a trip to the kitchen real quick, so I'll be back. K6USY.
Copy, copy. KG6QHK will be standing by for the Bozos.
QHK, do you copy Dan? WB6JMP.
Come again, was that last call for Quebec Hotel Kilo?
It's quiet out here, no chatter yet. KE6VON.
Yeah, we're all just kind of waiting in the wings, I think. KG6QHK.
Yeah, copy that. Who was that that said hi, Adam?
K6USY.
Hey, it's happening, Aaron.
Oh, you know, just keeping the frequency warm and waiting for our fearless whistle.
Yeah, copy that.
KG6CF is here. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Daryl.
You gotta turn your power down. Oh, man. He almost blew me out of the chair.
Oh, sorry. It's only 50 watts.
Yeah, and you're like 20 over.
Wow. It's just a little 3-element beam, too. The smallest one that M squared makes.
Yep, that's the same beam that I bought for the 905, because it's a 2-meter beam that fits in the back of my car without having to take it apart.
Yeah, well, I've got a way bigger one sitting here ready to go up, but I want to do the rotor at the same time. I have everything to do it. It's just a matter of doing it.
That's a conundrum. Well, we'll sit here and keep the frequency warm. K6USY.
Got the same problems I got, Daryl. I've got towers sitting there and just haven't got around to, haven't got around to digging holes and pouring footings yet.
Yeah, funny how that stuff doesn't put itself up. How long are you home for this time?
I go back on Tuesday morning for Tuesday, Wednesday training in Porterville, and then back on my regular shift Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday overtime.
Okay, all right. Oh boy, you're gonna have a busy week. Gonna go to good old Porterville, eh?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
I hear some AC hum behind your audio. Sounds like power supply hum.
I don't know. How's that sound right now?
I think it's still there.
Yeah, it seems like I've been getting those issues after it rains and moisture's out.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, rain plays hell on my stuff around here. Never know what your old antenna is going to do after it rains. I did drill a drain hole in the bottom, though, so it didn't fill up with water anymore.
Good evening.
Hey, there's Mike. Go, Mike. There's Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi there. I got 1079, 1100. What else do we have?
1040.
982.
And 1190.
704.
I missed one of them in there. I got 1190, and who was after that? I got 704. I got 1190, and then what?
982.
That was the one I was missing. Okay.
You got 1040.
I got 1040. Good evening, Alan. We just running a little late here. I had a phone call from a friend, W. K9XD back in Illinois. Just at the time, he never knows when I'm going to start my net because he's 2 hours different back there. So he called me about 10 minutes before net time here, answer some questions for him. So that's why I'm a little late here. So Judy, 1079, 1100, and then those. Let's get it over to Terry. Hi, Terry. K704, KK6 Tango Echo.
Good evening, Mike, Judy, everyone. Just was sitting here listening in, getting the computer going finally.
Oh, very good. You're going to be able to watch the live stream?
Yeah, I could switch over to that. I forgot about that. I'll check that out again.
Yeah. Okay. Good. I know we got Daryl in here. Daryl, go ahead, and we'll get it down to there's 1100 or no 1190. Just a second, 1190. Pick it up.
Nothing much to report. Gorgeous day today. Very nice. Got a few things done. I was kind of lazy though. I have to admit it.
Oh, very good, John. Good to hear you. Good to see you up here the other day.
You didn't see me, Mike.
Sorry, what was that?
I said you didn't see me.
Oh, okay. I thought that was John.
No, this is Daryl.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I turned it over to John there, but that's okay. John, are you here?
Yeah, that's the firm. I'm just sitting here cleaning up the shop. I've been throwing some new hardware on this 3-element 10-meter beam, getting ready to hoist it up in the air first thing tomorrow. So I'll throw it on, do some testing, make sure I didn't throw the match off or anything, but it should still be good.
Yeah, very good. Your number is 1190, right?
Yep, that's the firm, Mike.
That's what I thought. That's why I called in, and Daryl picked it up, and then it didn't make sense to him what I was saying. Anyway, Daryl, over to you. I guess I probably screwed that up worse than anybody. K982, Daryl, KG6, Charlie Echo Fox. Go ahead.
Well, like I said, I got nothing to report. I was just being a lazy bum today. Nothing much to report. So on with the net.
Okay. Okay, let's see. I guess we got everybody. Except for Adam, 1090. Let's hear from you. 1040. I'm sorry. KE6 VON, K6 MYC. Go ahead, Adam.
Hey, all good there. No, nothing much to report. Came home. What's today? Sunday. Came home yesterday. Been fighting off a little head bug, a little sinus infection or head cold, whatever. So came home yesterday and dragged myself out today. Got some work done up in the shop outside. Too beautiful, nice of a day to lay around even when I'm not feeling well. So I'm going to go down, bathe the kids, and get everybody ready for bed and try to adjust to the time change. 73's y'all, KE6VON.
Yeah, the time change adjustment, yeah. Well, it was nice to have sunlight or daylight almost to the point where we're walking out here. It was just dark enough we had to have flashlights in a couple of spots, but in another week or two we'll have enough daylight we can walk out here at net time. If we had gotten out here 10 minutes early like I normally do, it wouldn't have been a problem. Anyway, very good, and good to have you in here on Sunday night. Sorry you're feeling bad. It seems to be going around. Kerry, I talked to Kerry, and he's just getting over his. It seemed to drag out about 10, 11 days with the sinus and the drainage and all the rest of the weird stuff. It's a funny little virus or whatever it is. Hopefully you're healthy, big, strong boy. You'll probably get it over a little quicker than us older folks. So Anyway, Kerry's won't be in here tonight. He's over at his daughter's for her birthday tonight, but he'll be in here tomorrow night on 6, KE6, KE5 DTU. That's who I'm talking about. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have ready to check into the net? I'm beaming down south looking for KB6RQU. I can hear the Southern California boys, but they haven't turned up this way yet.
WA6AAJ727. 107.
107 and 727. Good evening, Dane. A little weak off the backside, but we've got you. Hang in there a second, Dane. Let me get it down to Mike. And how's your buddy doing? Is he getting done with his projects and stuff? You think he'll be in here tonight? WA6AAJ, K6MYC.
I don't think he doesn't do Sundays anymore. So he's taking Sundays off, and he's doing fine from what I can tell. So that's about all the report on him.
How about yourself?
I just was doing some weed whacking and weed killing and edging and that kind of crap.
Never ends, does it? We just get done with it in the fall and it starts again at this season. Different stuff coming out of the ground. I was looking yesterday out there where I had just pulled weeds about maybe 2.5 weeks ago in this one area right near the house. And I looked down and I said, well, what's this new plant? It's a thistle, and it's 18 inches high already.
Yeah, you know, once I get my weeds killed off during the middle of summer, I get this purple lavender-looking stinkweed that just smells really bad, and it just grows out of the hard earth. Over.
Yeah, I call that the kerosene plant. We have them here. There's 2 or 3 different versions. There's a yellow one and a purple one. 2 different purple ones that I get up here, but they all are greasy. You touch them and they stick to you a little bit with stickum, and they stink, but I call them kerosene plants. You touch them to a flame and they go whoosh.
Yeah, well, they're definitely drought tolerant because they take no water to come out of the ground. I'm talking, 105, 110 degree weather all summer, and they're growing all over the place.
Oh yeah, they seem to get the moisture right out of the air somehow.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I wish that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Is this 2 meters?
This is 2 meters tonight, yeah. Judy's trying to figure out what band we're on here. Okay. Anyway, I'm sure you'll get them. But yeah, they're up here in profusion. Anyway, what's out on my hillsides right now is from some Fresno snow. I got some yellow and orange monkey flowers. I got some tree lupine, and it's coming out really beautiful. Lupine bushes and the tree lupines up 3 and 4 feet along the side of the road coming up the hill. And in a couple more weeks, we'll have poppies and some other little lilies. We get 3 colors of lilies: a light blue, a medium purple, and then a real dark one at the end of the summer, or end of the spring, I should say. And they all come out. And then there's little yellow ones also. I haven't seen any of the yellow ones. They're first. Little tiny short yellow lilies. They go up about 6 or 8 inches. Anyway, wildflower time here, and it's with the rain coming, it's going to be good. It's going to be a wild spring for wildflowers here. We got Fresno snow all over the place already here. All right.
Good. I'm glad you guys got some snow anyway.
Yeah, well, it ain't the cold kind. It's the pretty kind. Stands up about 6 to 12 inches here all over the hillsides. Let's see. The other one was somebody broke in with you. Oh, Carrie, Dane. I mean, go up the other direction, Dane. I'm sure I can hear you. You're just weak pointed down south. WB6JNP 107 K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Just sitting back. We did a little looking on different things with rain and that. and I can bring it up here in a second. And it looks like our total for the last rain event was 2.18 inches. So we're empty, and we'll see what this storm brings up. Other than that, nothing new up in Portsmouth. K6NYC, WV6JNT.
Yeah, well, you did a little better than we did. I got about an inch and a quarter, inch and a half here, but as I said, it went up into the bowl, so I can't tell exactly. I'm guessing. The thing is now emptied. I've got to put it back up there. The cup on the top is cracked, and I've got to repair that. That reminds me, I've got to glue that back together before I put it back up. Yes, getting ready for Wednesday when it starts to rain again here. Anyway, we had a little fun over the weekend with the big new log periodic that we put up here, the 13-element log on a 40-foot boom, and I worked long path and short path on 20 with it, and it seems to be within 3 dB of the big 5-element full size, so it's doing a very nice job. Checked it on 15. It seems to be very good, very close to the performance of the 4-element monobander I have here. And I checked it on 10 meters, and it seemed to be very comparable to the 6-element Yagi that I've got up on the hill. So we're very pleased with it. And overall, it's quieter. It's easier to listen, has less noise pickup, but it may just be where it's located on the property. That may be the only difference. Anyway, it certainly isn't any noisier than the other antenna.
Oh, that's the nice thing about the logs. They, you don't have to run around changing coax or any of the feeds and all that. They're nice and broadband. You give up a little, but, as we know, everything in the world of RF is a compromise one way or the other. By the way, I was talking with Aaron down in Fresno, and great example. He can work me off cross-pole vertical, my horizontal to his vertical, before he goes to horizontal, he's gone.
Up here in the high desert, looking for check-ins, looking out toward the west into the Central Valley. Anybody want to check in? Bozo 831, hello.
Yeah, hi, John. We hear you. I had another local talking through your first call there. So, Dane, let me put you on hold a minute on that log periodic comment, because the Southern California boys are stronger than you are there. Anyway, Bozo 47 for you, John, and we probably have others in here. Rob, are you here? I don't hear Rob tonight. How about you, Mike?
I was pointed at you. I'm heading down that way. I don't know if I'm going to hear him or not.
Oh, yeah, he's doing pretty good up here. Anybody else copying KG6 USS down there? I don't have any of the big guns on here yet this evening. Hang on, we got one coming your way, John.
All right, Mike, I'm standing by. Hopefully I'm pointed good enough after that.
Yeah, you're a little warbly tonight, a little difficult to copy. Speak slowly and carry a big stick. Hi. Okay, listen for WA6AAJ, John. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, yeah, he's weak right now. KG6USS, this is WA6AAJ. Over.
Any copy on Bozo 727?
I believe it was WAAK, is that right, Mike?
Yeah, you're way down at the moment. Very poor propagation at the moment. It'll probably come up in a minute, John, but very poor at the moment. Over.
Yeah, this damn time change has probably got us all messed up, and I'm trying to locate you a little bit better too, Mike. I'm barely hearing you.
Yeah, the time change is probably getting us there. Anyway, check in 727 WA6 Alpha Juliet. Over.
Roger, 727.
All righty. I don't think we have anybody else. I haven't heard Rob in here yet. He's probably suffering from the time change also. So no Rob tonight yet.
How about
583, 583, W6PYP.
Okay, 583. Are you copying John down there in the high desert, Greg?
Negative. I could not hear him.
Okay. Well, good to have you in here. Let me say 73s to you, John. Just you might want to try again in a few minutes if you care to. We'll probably be pointed down this way for another 5 minutes or so. And maybe there'll be some more big guns checking in here. OIB is not in here and some of the others yet. All right. KG6USS 73s for now, John. Have a good Sunday night, the rest of it. K6MYC, Bozo 47.
72.
K6MYC, KG6USS 73, Mike. We'll catch you in a little bit.
Okay, very good. Over to you, Greg. Good to hear you. We haven't heard you for a couple of months here. W6 Papa Yankee Papa, and you better tell Judy in the shack here what your Bozo number is. Oh, you got it. He said it already, did he? Okay. I didn't hear you say your Bozo number. Anyway, tell us what's new down there in Visalia, Greg. Over.
Hey, Mike. Yeah, 583, and well, not much new. I got the day off today, so I'm home. I was pulling weeds most of the day. I think I heard somebody else doing the same thing. So the rain down here really made the weeds pop up. So that's always fun. Other than that, not too much.
Okay. Yeah. Everybody's pulling weeds today. I pulled weeds just as a sidelight to anything else I was doing. Every direction I walked, I had a weed or two to pull. We pulled weeds at the front driveway, and we pulled weeds in the side yard, and Judy worked the front yard over pretty good. Got a whole bag full of weeds out of just the front yard yesterday afternoon. So there's no end to that. Okay, great to hear you, Greg. And I don't know what job is it that you have that's working you on the weekends? Over.
Negative on the job. It's girlfriend that takes quite a bit of my time, so I'm playing that game right now.
I'm tapping Judy's leg here. Judy's helping me. We managed to get this job done together, and that's why she's not taking the time away from my radio time. Hi. Anyway, I got the message. Very good, Greg. Enjoy you anytime you can come in here, so thanks so much for coming in. And let's see, who was the other one that popped in at the same time? I forgot already. Who was it, Judy? We had PYP and who? Oh, I guess it was just Dane.
831.
Yeah, we got 831. Let's go back up to Dane. Dane, let me see if I... Huh?
Frank, 72.
Oh, 72. That's who it was. Sorry about that, Frank. I knew there was somebody else in there. W6BBS, and then you can turn it here, and then I'll shoot it back to Dane if he's still there. He was commenting on his comments on the log periodic there. W6BBS, K6MYC.
Well, very funny, very funny. As I got things going here, you mentioned a time change. I guess we must have just done that, and I didn't catch it myself. I was in the house, and I made a little bit to eat, and did a little bit of dishes there, kind of cleaned up my mess, and said, well, I've got about an hour before the net. Let's go play some radio. And came out here and was getting ready to play radio and looked up at my UTC time and like, wait a minute, that ain't right. Oh, and so here I am checking in. And thank you for saving me, Judy. He'll probably ignore me if you didn't pop him one now and again. Hi. Good evening to both of you, W6BBS.
Judy's laughing. Okay. Very good. Good to hear you. And glad, I'm sure we'll have a few late checkers tonight because of the time change, so we'll just keep our ears open. All right, back to you, Dane, if you're still there. I missed the comment about the log. I had mentioned that it was quiet on listening, and then you started on something, and then that's when you got covered up, so I missed anything you said about quietness of the log periodics and their listening capability. Over. Well, I think he's going to fix dinner. We may catch him later. All right, who else do we have in the Bozo Net here in the San Joaquin Valley? K6MYC, over.
Hey, you had somebody, was that QHK or whoever it was? Check in, try it again.
That was a triple.
Okay, you had somebody double as you checking in. I'll be quiet and you take over, Mike.
I heard the other voice, but I thought it was coming out of L.A. It was so weak. Okay, who was the other check-in, please? You may not be on the front side of my antenna. But give us your call sign and Bozo number again, if you would. This is Mike, Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee Charlie, standing by.
Hello, Mike. Kilo 6, Mike, Tango Sierra, 680.
Well, hi there, MTS. Long time no hear. Got a mental blank on the handle won't come up. Mark, is it?
Very good, Mike. Yes, it is, Mark. Just yesterday finally got a 2-meter 440 vertical up, so that's what we're on now. Apologize for the weakness, but good to hear you, man.
No, you're not weak. There's somebody else underneath you that's even weaker. So, no, you got a good signal here, Mark. Of course, you'll get a lot better if you get horizontal, but good to hear you again. And hopefully we'll hear the 680 many more times here. We're missing some of the guys that used to check in quite regularly around the San Joaquin Valley here. Great to hear you. And I know you're getting settled into that new place up there, huh?
We are, and we were kind of in limbo as far as staying or not because of the crazy insurance and stuff, but we're probably going to stay. Real quick, I got a couple towers. One of them probably going up this fall, hopefully. The HDX 572 MDPL, I picked up a used one not too long ago. And, yeah, when we get that thing up, Mike, we'll definitely be doing some horizontal over.
Yeah, very good. That's a good little high gain crank up, as I recall. Very good. Are you got the place mortgaged? In other words, you have a loan on the house or the property, right?
Yeah. We moved from about 1.5 miles from here. And we're still holding about, what, I don't know, $160K, something like that still we owe. So, yeah, we have to go with insurance.
Yeah, well, you're forced to do insurance. I had a lucky break here. I paid my property off about 3 days before I got a letter in the mail that says my insurance was canceled. And I haven't got insurance on this place. I've got liability insurance, but I've canceled. I didn't cancel it. It was canceled for me. But I don't have any homeowners insurance or anything like that. I'm just taking all the precautions I need to up here for fire protection. And one of these days, when California gets its head out of its rear end, the insurance companies will probably come back, but they had them pinched down to the point where they couldn't make any money. I went and checked into the one that what is it? The one that California state offers as an insurance, and it was 3 times my normal rate. So I thought I could take it and shove it over.
Yeah, I know. K6MTS here. Yeah, we talked about that last time we spoke, and you told them the pound sand. Ours was like $9K. I think yours was 20 something or something like that. Yeah, it's ridiculous. We'll see what happens, but you know, the wife loves it and stuff. We'll probably stay here. Anyhow, man, I'll let you go because you got a lot of people out there. And say hello to Judy, please. Mike, K6NYC, good hearing you, man. Yes, in Prather.
Okay, very good, Mark. And one of these days you'll have to come back down and stop by and meet Judy. There's Judy.
Hi, Mark.
There you go.
Yeah, I've been out there a couple times, but that was pre-Judy days. We'll get up there someday, Mike.
She's been here since April, so she's a fixture now.
Right on.
She doesn't want to be called a fixture. I'm making a joke. Call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner, huh? All right, Mark, thanks much for checking in. Great to hear you. There was somebody else that was weak underneath, so let's see if we got any more. Kilowatt 6 Mike, Yankee, Charlie, San Joaquin, or any place for Bozo Net check-ins. Over.
Relay.
Okay.
Yeah, the weak station was KM6HK. Dan down there below me. Dan, are you still there?
Dan must have water in the feed line. I didn't even hear him.
So just the other station, in fact, it was funny because Dan would take Mark out here, but then for you, Mark took Dan out. But, yeah, he was in there. He tried a couple times to check in, so you better count him.
Yeah, I got him written down. Thanks. We got you, Jan, if you're listening, but something's wrong because normally you're always in here and off the back or off the front or whatever. You always have a good signal here, and it wasn't good. I probably heard you in there amongst other voices, but it wasn't anything that was doing us much good. Same with Dane. He was down tonight also, so it might be just a spot in the hills there, but you were way weaker than Dane, and he was weak. Okay, let's see. Is there anybody else? K6 MYC Bozo Net looking south, but looking anywhere in the San Joaquin Valley, or anybody that can hear us. Over.
KM6 SRR 432.
You're way out, character. Good to have you in here. What'd you do? Forget about the time zone?
No. Well, I was busy working on the road out here, and it was a real mess. A lot more than I figured, and I just forgot about the time. I missed our regular club net too.
Oh yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay. Good to hear you. 432. We did have 831 already check in, but you weren't here. No, I don't think I asked him to turn back up this way in another 5 minutes or so to catch anybody else that checks in, but he may not have done that. He's not very loud here now yet. I don't hear him. Okay, good. Rob, I know, Rob. Well, I was thinking of Dane, and a couple of other names had to get out of the way first that I hadn't finished with there. Anything to report for your weekend, Dane? Rob, over?
I think you mean me, Mike. No, just went over to my sister's yesterday and been working around the property today, and that's about it. Got to do taxes, though.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah, I'm sure you're excited about that. Okay, very good. Let's take a standby and see if there's anybody else, and we can try going to a Tascadero. So you might leave the antenna toward Ron over there and see if we can hear Ron tonight. Ron, sometimes I can hear in this direction. So Ron, if you're there, check in. Be a 6QUI, are you there? He hears me. I don't hear him at the moment. Anybody else before we turn toward that direction? KB6RQU, Rick, are you here?
Hey, Ron's there.
Really? Okay, we're coming your way, Ron.
W6QUI, W6BBS, over. Yeah, you copy that, Mike? He's loud here.
Well, very weak, Ron. Something's not right there. I'm down pointed your way. Is that better?
Yeah, you're plenty strong. Yeah. Good evening to you and the net. W6QUI over here. I hear everybody else just fine. They're coming in great over here.
Yeah, very good. Give Judy your Bozo number. I know what it is, but I want her to hear it from your lips.
All right, Bozo is 1055.
Very good. And we missed you, let's see, last week, toward the end of the week, we missed you on Wednesday. We thought you would be there. It was the first Wednesday of the week. I thought you were always going to be missing on the third Wednesday.
It's the first and the third, believe it or not.
Oh, well, that's helpful. No wonder you weren't there.
Yes. I did try to check in Sunday, but you were having trouble hearing me, and I said, I don't know if I ever got checked in through anybody else.
Well, I pointed at you, so I would have heard you had you been there.
Well, you were having a noise issue, and you said you couldn't hear me, so somebody else said they copied me fine.
Well, then we probably got you checked in. If anybody up here checked you in, I had that. That was right. It was rain. I had rain static last Sunday night.
Okay. By the way, I will not be here Tuesday. I have a very rare meeting that usually never happens, but it's going to happen next week. So I will not be on 1200 Tuesday, but should be here Wednesday.
Okay. Very good. Well, we'll look forward to working you Wednesday. And I'll tell AA6 Sugar that you won't be here on Tuesday night, along with A6AAJ, who is here somewhere. So, Mike, did you get that? Ron won't be here. I think AAG has already left.
No, I'm here. I got it. I was 10 feet away.
Oh, okay. No problem. I'm sorry. Yeah, say hello to Ron down there, and he said he won't be here Tuesday. He's got an unusual something come up that's not normal, but so he won't be here Tuesday on 1296.
Okay, hello, Ron, W6QUI, WA6AAJ.
Yeah, good evening over there, loud and clear. I heard all you guys fine last Sunday, but Mike couldn't hear anything. Thanks to the rain god there.
Yeah, Roger. Things have kind of been up and down on 1296.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was hearing at least two of you, but you're quite weak. But you were Q5. I know you guys run a lot more power than I do, so I figured you probably would not hear me because you're probably pointed somewhere else. But I was here last Tuesday, but couldn't check in. Bill wasn't there, so I guess that blew that.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll let Bill know tomorrow.
Roger. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Ron. Well, I'm sure we missed you last Tuesday, but we've got you. I'm sure we got you in there on Sunday night, even though I couldn't hear you. If anybody else heard you, I'm sure they passed it on. I just can't recall for sure. Alrighty, very good. Well, I'll let you go. Hopefully, we'll hear Eric in here one of these days. We're on pins and needles waiting for Eric. You can tell him that.
Well, it's odd that you should mention that because he called me last night and he's seriously looking for a proper site to put the tower up. So he is working on the problem.
Oh, I'm sure he is. I'm just giving him a bad time there through you. All right, Ron, thanks much. Good to hear you. Hope you had a good weekend, and we're going to expect to see some rain here coming in on Wednesday, but it should be beautiful for the next couple of days here. W6QUI, K6MYC, 73, Ron.
Yeah, 73 is Mike.
W6QUI, KM6SRR.
Hey, there he is. Good evening. K6S. SRR, W6QUI. Good signal.
Yep, good to hear you, Ron. This is Rob. Thanks for being on.
Roger, Rob. Yeah, you're coming in fine.
Okay, and you did catch Frank. Frank, did you want to finish up with Ron there?
Well, I guess I told him everything except for howdy do. You're good and loud as usual, Ron. Have a wonderful evening. W6QUI, W6BBS, DMO7.
Okay, very good, Rob. Okay, well, yeah, you're booming in, though. You're actually much louder than Mike tonight.
Yeah, this is Frank, W6BBS, and I'm up on the hill, so I got a lot cleaner shot where I have nothing but air between us. Mike has a big old mound of dirt in between you guys, so that's the difference between us, over.
I think we ought to collect some money and donate some dynamite to get rid of that hill.
It would take a lot. It's more than just a bump, over.
Well, you could cut a notch through it and put a tunnel through there or something.
Well, it's 600 feet higher than my property. My property at that point where it starts upward on my property. They cut a road across that base of it, and it goes up 618 feet above me, over.
Oh, yeah, I can see that would kind of block things in this direction. Oh, well. Well, you could tunnel through it and put a beam inside the tunnel.
I could own the top of it, is what I should have done. I wanted to buy the top of it, but the people that had it were going to build on it. They had it. They weren't doing anything with it, and then they decided about the time that I was looking for property, they said, no, we're going to build on it eventually, which they did.
Oh, okay. Well, at least they used it. Okay. Very good. Very good, Mike. We'll see you probably Wednesday.
See you Wednesday, Ron. Thanks. Yeah, that hill would have been gorgeous. I mean, I've got a good location here, but that hill has no restrictions in any direction. It's just a knob. It's called Hildreth Hill. But and it's I've hiked up there a couple of times. There's a driveway up there, but of course they always have the gate locked. So when before they even built up there, my cousin and I hiked up there a couple of times. It's a gorgeous spot up there, and big enough for towers and all kinds of things. It would have been phenomenal, but I didn't move quick enough. And they didn't want to sell it anyway, so I don't know if I'd ever been able to get it unless I offered them twice what it was worth. See you later, W6QUI. Anybody else for Ron before we go to Santa Cruz, K6MYC?
711, K6MI, in and out.
Want to say hello to Ron in Tascadero, John?
Oh, I'm pointed towards the Bay Area right now, K6MI.
Okay. John says hello, but he's pointed toward the Bay Area, Ron, 73.
I can hear him talking, but I can't quite understand. But I can tell he's in there. Okay. Hi, John. If you hear me, W6QUI. Probably not. Okay, yeah, we hear you. K6MI.
He came back to you, Ron.
Okay, well, he's not quite readable, but I can hear him talking. You know how that goes.
Okay, very good. Anyway, good deal. Good evening to you, John. Good to have you in here. Better late than never. We were just about to swing away. Of course, I can hear you no matter where you are, where I'm pointed. All right, here we go to Santa Cruz, K6MYC. Scratchiness in there, but KW6S, was that you or was it Lee, AF6 United?
I don't think it was either of us.
Was that you, Dane?
No, that was Lee, AF6 United. Countdown Bozo, 10-9-8.
Oh, we got you. No, it was, I don't know who it was. It was burbling into the mic there. Somebody has a burp from dinner, I guess. Good evening, Mike. Lee. Good to hear you. Good strong signal as always. So what's new with your weekend? Did you run a couple of more clean wires there in the new shack?
Well, the wiring is not the problem right now, but I did order a countertop. I kind of have a funny setup for the station here. I'm using an old tire rack. I used to have a bunch of race tires on the wall on a rack, and that rack is a perfect structure actually for like a little ham radio center. And I don't know, it's about 5 feet across and whatnot. So I've got a couple of makeshift pieces of plywood spread out here now where I've got the radio set up. And Home Depot actually had a very nice birch kind of piece of wood that would go across here just perfectly, and so I ordered that, and I'm going to get it next Thursday. But that's what I've been doing, is I've been playing around a little bit at a time with all of the bits and pieces that go into, especially a lot of the underlying stuff. Everybody thinks about radios and antennas and feed lines. Well, there's a lot of other little tiny things that go into building a shack, and since this is my first time, well, I guess I'm just guessing as I go and trying to make everything work along the way. AF6 United, back to you.
Well, that's no problem. We all do it. You got to be pretty. Oh, pretty lack for your shack. Yes, sir. After a while, it won't matter anymore. The dust will settle in, and the wood will tarnish and and have sweat marks all over it and stuff, and and then it'll be a real shack like this one. Okay, very good, Lee. Well, sounds like you're making headway there, and it's fun. It's fun no matter which part of it you're working on, whether it's radios or making the bench right for the rest of it. Let's see if Mr. Tom is in there. KW6S, how about it, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S, 610.
There he is, right on schedule. What's up with you, and how was your weekend?
I played around on the workbench most of Saturday and got up at 5:30 or 5 this morning, or 4, depending on how you look at it, and went to the flea market over at West Valley, and that's a flea market that just keeps changing its personality each time. This time it was lots of boat anchor radios and lots of Heath kits and stuff like that, and just other odds and ends. All I bought was a little double balance mixer, and but enjoyed looking at the rest of it.
You should see the look on Judy's face when you said a double balanced mixer. She's picturing a mixing unit with two little spinning things out and a bowl below it over.
Yeah, well, there was one thing that we looked at there that seemed to be a drill press converted into a milkshake maker, and so that would have been close to a double balance mixer, I guess. And there was a KitchenAid toaster, but I guess that would be a double balance toaster.
Yeah, there you go. I'll explain to Judy later what a double balance mixer is in my crude, cumbersome way. And she'll glaze over. You watch.
Oh yeah, my wife, she tries really hard, but I can tell when the glazing is starting.
Okay, very good. Sorry about the flea market not panning out. I guess you don't have a yacht, so you don't need a boat anchor, huh?
Well, there's a lot of them that I remember just drooling after 50 years ago, or maybe even as recent as 30 years ago. But those days of, I just don't have the space for them or the inclination to work on them and keep them together anymore.
I don't blame you. I'm not one of those guys either. I like the old equipment, but I don't want to work on it anymore. I had enough of that. We worked at Stanford for a while, and we had a bunch of R390s. You remember what an R390 is?
Oh, yeah, I've had an R390 and a 390A. The 390A just about beat me on getting it to work right, and then I finally found the problem, and then I had to undo the work that other people had done on it, troubleshooting it, but I eventually got it going pretty good.
Yeah. Well, they're not only electronic nightmare, they're big and clunky, of course, and last forever, but they're hard to work on. Yeah, and the chain drive, and they're a mechanical nightmare, and all the tuning with all the chains, and as I recall, there's all kinds of gears and stuff that always get slightly out of adjustment. Anyway, it was a great radio. It's a masterpiece of engineering in its day, of course. Anyway, I had my fill of R390s. Anyway, good evening to you, and great to hear you. We'll look for you tomorrow on the other couple of bands, and I'll shoot it back to Lee for any last thoughts that he has, and then we'll head into the Bay Area. KW6S, you shoot it to Lee, K6MYC.
Oh, very good, yeah. I enjoyed the flea market. I didn't come back with much, but sometimes that's a real success of not coming back with much. Anyway, AF6.
my little antenna here at 40 feet to get to Florida and to Maryland. I was very impressed. Anyway, you guys are sounding good. Have a great net. K6MYC, KE6QR.
Okay, I had a little trouble at the beginning of that. You were way down in the fade. Now you're coming up real strong. You say you were doing some satellite work with our antennas over the weekend?
No, Stu Perry 160-meter contest.
Oh, okay. Very good. And did you had relative success, I guess, huh?
Yeah, I worked a couple East Coast stations. In fact, my very first one I worked was in Florida, and I was really happy with that. Yeah, and speaking of your satellite antennas, just before I got on the net here, I was on, I don't remember, A07? No, not the A07, another one. I had 44. Did that at FAP pretty close by, and we're kind of saving our voice stuff because we're net controlled right on the Bozo Net, so I just mostly listen this time.
I'm having a little trouble again. The band is not doing us any favors tonight, and you're not the only one. There's kind of a mixture of, and I think it's the time change probably, a mixture of multipath, fast and slow, and then a very slow up and down fade on top of it. So you come up and then you get real good to copy and you're perfect, and then you start down and I start to lose copy and then I lose context. So it's not real good. Okay, I'm glad you had fun in the 160-meter contest, and of course in between that you were up in the vacationing. You didn't do 160 from Bodega Bay, did you?
I did 160, not at the contest, but I have a skid with some guys down in the Southern California, Arizona area, out there by Mojave, Barstow, that area. And from Bodega Bay, at 160 meters off that screwdriver antenna, it really plays good. In fact, anything plays good from right there, because I'm about 2 miles out in the salt water on a little jetty.
Yeah, Roger. What were you using from Bodega Bay? I missed the antenna that was playing so good because of the salt water. What was it?
It's a screwdriver antenna made by Larry's Antennas up there in Washington.
Oh, yeah, Roger, screwdriver. Got it. Little mobile antenna. Well, I'm glad you were able to make some contacts on 160 with that. Outstanding. All right, Gary, we'll let you go. It's kind of up and down. It just isn't your normal steady signal in here. 7-3 for now, and maybe we'll catch you through the week on various bands here. KE6QR, K6MYC, moving back into the Bay Area a little bit and looking for check-ins. Over.
KO6HQR, 1192.
Again. Give me the call again. You're so fluttery. I couldn't copy. Try again.
KO6HQR, Kilo Oscar 6, Hotel Quebec Romeo.
Oh, we've got you now. Now I can hear you. I don't think we've ever heard you before. KO6HQR. Good signal. I've just, the band is just doing all kinds of flutter here. Everybody's got massive flutter on them, and sometimes it messes up the readability. Anyway, good evening to you. I know you're new, and you are in the Bay Area there somewhere, and I can't remember the handle or the Bozo number. KO6HQR, HQA or HQR, K6MYC, over.
Roger that. I can barely hear you on the radio. I'm listening to the live stream. My Bozo Net is 1192, over.
1192, Mike?
Yeah, 1192. Very good. What was the handle? What was your name? Over.
Name here is John, John.
Roger, John. Okay. Oh, is this John in Mill Valley? Oh. There's a couple of people that I'm confused about right now because it's two guys that have changed their call sign. And that's why I'm struggling with yours there. Give me one more transmission now. I got the headphones on, and I should be able to copy a little better. KO6HQR, K6MYC. Go ahead, John.
Yes, this is John in San Jose. I'm the one with the antenna. It's pointed horizontal right now, but yeah, I can only point it north, so you get a lot of reflection.
Well, that's why you've got the flutter. You're pointed north. So I'm getting you on the multipath. I'm getting you on a bounce path. So I'm hearing both direct and the bounce reflection. That's why it's so distorted with flutter. No problem. It's a good signal. The antenna's working. It's just that you have to point it toward me, and then all that multipath stuff will go away, John. What is the antenna? How high is it? And I assume it's horizontally polarized. Over.
Correct. Its antenna is the Cushy-Craft 4-element beam, and it's kind of on the side of the apartment complex. It's a big apartment complex, but I can't point it anywhere but really north. It is kind of working for right now. Over.
Yeah, as I remember, you're in an apartment complex there, and it's out on the balcony or something. So I understand you've got some serious limitations there. You're doing pretty well with it. It's got quite a nice signal down here. It's just distorted because of the multipath, and that's not your fault. It's not the antenna's fault. It's just how you've got it pointed. Anyway, great to hear you, John. Thanks very much for checking in, and I'm sorry I didn't remember. I knew you were new. I just didn't remember your number and the name there, but it'll come to me after a couple of weeks, John. Thanks very much. KO6HQR, San Jose. K6MYC. Anybody else?
WB6WNI 1090, also from San Jose, Campbell area.
Okay, very good, Gary. Good evening, WB6WNI, K6MYC, and you got a little bit of the same flutter on you, but it must be partly because we're at about an hour earlier than normal here. How are you doing? How was your weekend? Over.
Oh, we had a great weekend. We had to celebrate my birthday this weekend, so it was kind of fun, and yes, another year. And anyway, I heard John fine. John, you're coming in loud and clear, as you might imagine, being in San Jose. Mike, I don't have much else. No, we had a fun weekend, to answer your question, and and I don't hear any hump flutter on you, just in case you're wondering, but I usually do not, so you're coming in nicely as usual. Anyway, Mike, I'll let you get on with the net. I want to say hi, and maybe tomorrow, who knows? 6 meters could be 50. K6MYC to AB679.
Okay, very good, Gary. What's that?
Happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Judy says happy birthday. I was going to wish you the same thing. Happy birthday, Gary. And you're 39 again, are you?
Yeah. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Judy. Yes, I've lost count how many times.
I hear you. I'm 39 twice and then some. Over.
Yes, well, that's the way to keep it. It's better that way. Yes, anyway. But no, thanks again for the greetings, and we'll hopefully get you tomorrow night. K6MYC to AB679.
We'll keep our fingers crossed we get you on 6 meters, Gary. Thanks much. 73s. I'm missing somebody. I'd check somebody in and I forgot them. So let me. Don't be mad at me. Come on back in again. If I didn't have a rag chew with you. K6MYC, Bozo Net, Bay Area. Check-ins, please.
Golf Yankee, WB6GGY.
We hear you, Phil. Good evening, WB6GGY, K6MYC. Good to hear you. Not real strong, but we got good copy. And you probably noticed I wasn't anywhere near a 40 meters over the weekend. I had QSOs both days with the Long Path boys on Africa. And then we went over on 15 meters at the end of that and worked them on 15, checking out the big log periodic and its performance. Also worked them on 10 meters today. And strangely enough, when 15 meters faded out and we went over to 10 meters and it was still open. We can't figure that out, but 10 meters was much better than 15. Over.
Well, very good. Very good. Glad to hear it. And, yesterday was Barbara's birthday. Barbara's birthday was yesterday. So, very good there, Mike. And here's Judy in the background. Very good evening to Judy. And we'll let you go ahead with the check-in. Let you go ahead with the rest of the gang on the check-in there. 7372 and WB6UGY.
Shall I sing happy birthday to Barbara? You really don't want me to do that, so I'll just wish her a happy birthday.
Well, I just turned the speaker on so she could hear you there, Judy. Go ahead.
Do you want Judy to repeat that, Phil?
Yeah, go ahead. Over.
Oh, I was threatening to sing happy birthday to her, but I can hear her. I hope you have a wonderful celebration and a wonderful year.
There you go.
Okay, I don't know if you heard it, but Barbara said thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, it'll be better copy in a minute. I'm still pointed toward the Bay Area, and you're really light, and I've got power line noise or inverter noise or something in this direction all of a sudden. Anyway, good, Phil. We'll see you tomorrow on 40 meters. We'll see you tomorrow on 40.
We'll catch you a little bit later. We'll be on the side. WB6UGY.
I doubled with you a little bit. I said I'll see you either later here when I'm pointed at you, or we'll see you on 40 meters in the morning. Over.
Roger. WB6UGY.
Okay, do you still want to do it at the same time, 8:30 local time, or do we going to stay on GMT time?
Totally up to you. I'm up no matter what you want to do. Either way.
Well, let's just stay local time. 8:30 is good. 8:30 is good time.
Roger. We'll see you at 8:30. 7-3.
Roger, 7-3, Phil. Bay Area, Bozo Net. Last call, K6MYC. Where's W6PQL and all? I'm not hearing anybody else in the Bay Area. K6KLY, AB6SR, WA6AXX, KT2G. Lots of others in there somewhere. KB6BA, KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie, W6PQL. Anybody? Must be watching that important TV stuff. All right, enough of that. We're going to Oakley. Here we go. Somewhere up in this area, Ken, N6 Radio Oscar, N6RO, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835. Let me get the power up here. In Charlie Mike 97, temperature range was 36 for a low and a high of 70. And dinner was Australian lamb chops that I get from Costco. They're the best I can find. And spinach and other veggies. And we had a very good weekend.
Yeah, very good. What did you, that was a CW or was it teletype this weekend? Ready or something?
It was both. David, WD6T, operated remotely in the RTTY sprint, and he won it nationally.
Hello.
And I got into Stu Perry, 160 last night, and it's the best conditions I've ever seen in recent years, that is. Conditions to the East Coast. I had a dozen in the Grid Square Fox November, which is, New England and so forth, and 3 Caribbean stations, and had 54 contacts and 48 Grid Squares in 1 hour, and that's all I operated because the activity died down and I was more enhanced with watching television. I'm saving my overnight capability for the WPX contest coming up in 2 weeks. The best news is that I'm now back on 222, and the amplifier 500 watts on 1296. Now let's give that a shot. Those guys a shot in the next couple of days. That's about it. M6RO.
Okay, do you have radio on in the background? I've heard two people talking after you were talking there, over.
What was the question?
Do you have a radio on in the background? Because I'm hearing voices.
No, I have nothing going on here.
Okay, then people are calling in that must not be hearing you. Okay, hang on a second, guys. We'll try to pick you up. Just let me finish with Ken here. A couple of questions, Ken, I missed. What bands and what the mode was that you gave me the call, but I think it ended in a T for Tango. And he won North America. What was the contest?
Yeah, the contest was the North American Sprint RTTY, and his call was WD6T. He's one of my most talented operators here in all three modes. And he does it by remote with all the delays going on. Was there another question?
Yeah, what band were you on for an hour that you worked all on? You were doing grid squares.
Oh, 160, the Stu Perry springtime contest.
Okay, I didn't know about that one. Very good.
Yeah, it's, as I say, the very loud East Coast stations. K1KI was 20 over 9.
Wow.
I've seen that kind of signal level in about 8 years.
Yeah, that's what you said, the best signals you'd ever heard on 160. I talked to Gary there, KE6QR, near you, and he also had fun on 160. He was just working from Bodega Bay with a mobile, and he was still working good stuff, so he was happy that it was good conditions on 160 as well. I don't know if Frank was on. Frank, did you do anything on 160 over the weekend in the morning, evening?
I did a little bit of RTG, not RTG, but FT8. I did not participate in the contest. I did not work the phone or the RTTY. But the band wasn't open to the, to Europe for maybe very short periods. So I spent more time over the weekend on 17 meters than I did anywhere.
Okay, there you go. All right. Anyway, Ken, good enough. I'll be looking forward to hearing you tomorrow night on 222 with your bodacious signal with a repaired feed line. That's good news. And, of course, good news on the 1296 thing as well. 7-3, and there was a couple of people that were calling in underneath you, so I'll see if I can pick them up. Hopefully it wasn't just leaking or conversation here. N6RO, Oakley, K6MYC.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, and hopefully the repairs will hold up that long.
Okay, and I got you, Dennis. Hang on a second. Who was the other station that called in? Go ahead. Is there another station checking in on the Bozo Net, K6MYC? Okay, it must have been you, Dennis, so go ahead and pick it up.
No, it was not me. I was sitting there waiting patiently as you were talking to Ken, and there was somebody else trying to check in. I did not hear, but it was not me, Mike. But anyway, Pleasant, I got some check-ins here for you, and hello to Judy, if she's there.
Fine, Dennis. Hang on a second. I guess PQL tried to check in here. Let me go back and see if I can hear him. W6 PQL. Go ahead, Jim, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Yeah, I guess I did. For some reason, the live stream dropped out. And what happened was when it came back, there was a long delay, like, minutes before the audio came back up again. And I never did realize that I had to catch the slider up so I could hear what's currently going on, because I couldn't hardly hear you on direct radio. I can now, but back then I couldn't. Anyway, just checking in and out, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Well, we got to thank Judy's ears for that, because she heard you in there somehow. I didn't hear it with all that stuff going on. We had a lot of voices in there. Sorry about the delay on the live stream. Every now and then we get a delay. We're not sure why that is. Let me ask Aaron. Aaron, if you're here, Are you aware of this long delay that occurred all of a sudden? Over.
No, it's not a delay he's talking about. We lost connection to the radio and I had to reestablish. So he was talking about the fact that there was no audio for a while, but it's fixed now.
Oh, okay. It wasn't a long delay. It was a lost connection, Jim. He lost connection to the audio and the radio. Probably something, a glitch somewhere. But it wasn't just a long delay. It was a complete disconnect. He's got it fixed now, obviously. W6PQL, does it sound better now? Okay, 6MYC.
Okay, well, whatever the cause was, it made the timing go way off on the reception over here going over the internet. For whatever reason, I don't know. Aaron could probably figure it out, but it's not important if the connection's back and everything's okay. I got the timing all set up properly now. Anyway, 73's Mike. We'll see you on 1296 tomorrow night. Pick you up.
Well, before you go, make a call because I'm missing Mike, KB6 Whiskey, Foxtrot Charlie, and a lot of others. Only one I worked in the Bay Area is WB6JNN, and then a couple of peripheral stations, KE6QR, and so on. So make a call. Maybe I'm just not hearing them. I do have some solar noise here. Over.
Okay. Anybody else in the Bay Area want to get a hold of Mike tonight? W6PQL. Nothing heard over here.
Okay. Well, I'll come back for late checks and missed. It may be that everybody screwed up with the time change there. Thank you, Jim. Thanks much, and we'll see you. If not sooner, we'll see you tomorrow night on 220 and 6 meters. Thanks much. W6PQL, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
KJ6TYO1009.
Okay. There's 1009. Good evening, Ron. You just getting home from your chicken hauling?
Just got back from Idaho. Left out of Idaho, out of the Boise area this morning at, it was 10 o'clock, and we've already rolled in, unpacked, and, we're done.
Yeah, I remember that. You said you were going to drive up there, you crazy guy. Yeah, I drive for a living, and 500-600 miles is piece of cake for me. Okay. Forgot. What would you going to see somebody, your brother or somebody in Idaho?
My wife's relatives there. One of them got married, one of her nieces, nephews, something like that. Anyway, nephew, he got married, so went all the way over there for a wedding and got to visit with relatives, and I actually have relatives over there too, but I didn't tell them I was going to be there, so we cut it short.
Yeah, very good, very good. Oh, you made it up and back safely? It didn't have any crashes, didn't any deer or caribou on the way, huh?
No, nothing, man. I've seen a whole bunch of deer, but that was about it.
Okay, very good. Well, good to have you in here. Thanks for checking in. I thought you were late because of the time change.
Hey, the time changed 3 times on us. On the way over, and then I think that night, and then again on the way home. The old cell phone and clock in the car got a workout.
Yeah, they did. Okay, super. Thanks again, and we'll see you probably tomorrow night on 6 or something. If not, then Tuesday or Wednesday and Wednesday. Take care. KJ6TYO, K6MYC.
All right, take care. KJ6TYO.
Let's see. Anybody else in the Bay Area? K6MYC, Bozo Net, before I go to Sacramento? Nothing heard. They may go now to Sacramento and pick up Dennis. Dennis, thanks very much for your patience here. Had quite a bit of other stuff going on, locals and others checking in here. With the time change, people are coming and going all over the place. WB6ISO, K6MYC, and we've got your 86 in the log already.
Good evening there, Mike. You're a busy feller down there. And hello, Judy. Judy, are you there?
Yes, I am. Who is this?
Dennis.
Oh, hi, Dennis.
6 ISO, up here in Rush Limbaugh land. It's Rio Linda, just north of Sacramento, and just sure sounding awfully good on that radio.
She said thank you. She's busy here filling out the log. So what do you got? Any extras this evening?
Oh, yeah. They called me and asked me to stick around and get them checked in. I wish they would do it themselves, but yeah, it'll be a little late. I know what time is it? Yeah, I'm getting closer to 9 o'clock. Boy, you've been a busy guy down. Anyway, yeah, I got some record check-ins that called and want me to check them in, so I will give them to you 3 at a time. We'll start with K60. That's Mr. Kent 160. And we also have 336 and 782. And we'll take a break and see you got those.
Got him. Go ahead.
And we got Mr. KA6NBC fella 849. Now I don't know. He told me he was supposed to have his antennas up and going. Well, apparently not just yet. So, well, we'll keep at it, and maybe we'll get around and get everything going here before too long. And let's see, we got a number 132. That's that N6 TNI feller. 132. And let's see what else. Oh, I got just one more for you. And that would be 1101. 1101, that's K6LBPJR. And I think that's about all I got for you tonight.
Okay, very good. Well, 849, that's Rich. Of course, he told you that he would have the antennas up in March, but he was talking about March 2026, Dennis, over.
Yeah, he said he's going to have them next week. He just didn't mention what year.
That's it. You got to pin him down. He's elusive.
Well, I kind of stay on that booger. You know how he is. He's a busy dude. But we'll keep at it, and eventually he will come around and get everything back up and going, hopefully. Anyway, that's all I have. And Bill, K06KD, are you listening?
Yes, I am.
Hello, buddy. I want to say a good evening to you before I switch over back to Mike. But anyway, a very pleasant good evening. Hope you're doing fine.
Oh, getting by. But thanks, Dennis. Yeah, I was hoping to maybe catch you on 215 later on, and we could run this 9700 I got back through its paces. This time maybe I'll be able to talk a little longer before I quit.
Yeah, okay. I'm going down to 215. I got a Larry N6BX going to be down there, so we'll be there. And if you want to run a test or check, or you'll have some company there. And if Fred is listening in, a pleasant evening to Fred as well. Anyway, Mike, I'm going to get clear, and I'll let you go ahead and pick up Bill and the rest of the gang. You have a fine evening down there. Take care. WB6ISO, Bozo 86.
756.
There's 756, right on time.
There you are. Hi, Darren. KG6KFB 756. Go ahead, Darren. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fine. Just been traveling around the neighborhoods all day, and what can I say? Missing out on all the DX. Wish I could have stayed and played DX, but I got to get the wife out of the house for a few hours each weekend, and it just happens to be both Saturday and Sunday. We're trekking all over the place. But other than that, a wonderful day, nice, warm, comfortable, t-shirt weather. I hope you had a nice weekend down there, too. KJ6, KFB 756.
Yeah, we did. It wasn't overly warm, but it was warm enough. And the sun was out both days. I noticed just before I came out here, the batteries in the solar system were charged up to 100%, so we had good sun the last couple of days and got caught up quickly after the rains of last week. Very good. Good to hear you. Good, strong signal tonight, Darren. And okay on the walking around the neighborhood and chiding, trying to scare the dogs in the neighborhood to make everybody's dog bark at you, right?
Well, of course.
Of course, yeah. Okay. Bill, good morning or good evening to you. You're sounding good. Going to ask you on the 9700, What did they say they replaced? You told me this once before, but I was just curious. I don't think they had a failure in the final. It was some other stuff, wasn't it, Bill?
But they didn't say specifically what it was they replaced, other than it was the entire PA-A. It was the entire PA board for the VHF unit that they replaced, the entire thing.
Oh, that's right, the whole board. So God only knows what was on there that might have failed. It must have been the final that failed. But they usually don't go out partially, and I know that one was intermittent and wavering and whatever. So maybe there's also something wrong with the board. Maybe the board was cracked or a trace or something. Okay. Would have been nice if they were more specific, but maybe they didn't even know. They just plug and play, buddy.
Yeah, they should have returned the failed part.
As we used to say, in the service, the LRU, the line replaceable unit. So you just go down to the lowest line replaceable unit, swap it out, and move it on.
That's it. Yeah. What'd you say, Darren?
Yeah, and they didn't even return the failed part.
Well, it's hard to return a bunch of charcoal.
No, it wasn't charcoal, but hey, they could have thrown that in there. Who knows? Maybe the driver and the finals were good, and it was the problem with something else on that board, and they could do a repair job for something else down the road.
Yeah, well, you'd think so. Yeah, he could take the parts and send them down to Ken here, so Ken could use them if nothing else, and do some repairs for anybody else that might have a similar problem. Okay, well. I think Bill's just happy to have the radio back, and he's not gonna call him any more than they have to. He's had enough conversations with him over the last month and a half. Over.
Oh, well, too many.
Yep. Anyway, Bill, good to have you back with well, I was going to say spectacular audio, but your audio is also very good, always very good and brilliant. So no problem. You probably know where I was over the weekend on 40. Did you listen at all on 20?
Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I did on Saturday, and then when you guys went to, well, let's see here, what was it? Yeah, I think you came back later and then went short path on 15, and everything had dropped off significantly, but I still heard everybody. Rolf was much louder to me on 15 than Billy was. But then as far as this morning, I was listening on 40, and I would occasionally go back to 20. I never heard anything. It was, in fact, I was on 40 meters. I dozed off again in front of the radio, which I do so much of the time in the morning because I don't get any sleep at night. And it was about 9:20. I heard Bob come on, and he gave his call sign very, very loud. It startled me because he was so strong. And whoa. And as I was getting ready to do things, to just spin around and grab the microphone and say something, he immediately came back and said, K7VO clear. And that was it. He left. So, but he was definitely there this morning, but that's all I heard. I never heard anybody else. Not expecting to hear Phil, but I never heard you or the guys back there. But I did hear you discussing some of the results that you had short path on 20, 15, and 10. And I lament not being part of that. I would have liked to have compared my performance with my stuff and how you were hearing them. But perhaps you'll do it again one of these days. Over.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out why you didn't hear us. But it might have been the time change. I stayed on GMT time, so I started out at 16:30 like we always do. 16:30 Zulu, which was 7:30 local time. No, it was 9:30 local time instead of 8:30. I guess. Whatever 16:30 is, that's when I was on.
Well, see, that's just it. I think that oh, really? 9? Oh, that's why I didn't hear you.
Yeah, well, we'll be keeping the 40-meter schedules on local time, but we've been working Billy on the GMT thing because an hour can make quite a difference on that long path. I like to stay with what the band conditions are. So the 16:30 thing is a good start time. And then at 1700 on 17:30 on the first day, we went over to 15. On the second day, I screwed up the first day, and I forgot to turn the log periodic around. I was turning around the 20-meter antenna, thinking I was rotating the log, and I wasn't. With 3 control boxes stacked up there, I just grabbed the wrong one, and I couldn't figure out why the log wasn't working on 15 on the short path 15 meters. But it wasn't the problem with the log. It was good front to back, actually. They heard it, but it was very, very, very weak. And then we did the test again today, starting at 1700 on 15 meters, and it was okay, but the band was dying on us. And then we decided to go over to 10 meters and try it, and 10 was better than 15. And of course, 10 minutes into that, and then it started to go downhill. But the log performed equally to the 4-element 15-meter Yagi and comparable to the 6-element 6-element 10-meter Yagi this morning on 10 meters. Someday this week, and I'm not sure what day, might be later in the week, we'll do a crossband check. I'll transmit on 10 megahertz, and Billy will listen. No, I'll listen on 10 megahertz, and I'll talk to Billy on 20 meters. It'll be crossband because I can't talk on 10 megahertz. KO6KD and the group K6MYC.
Yeah, that would be nice. That would be interesting to hear him on 10 on phone. Okay, well, I'd like to keep abreast of that. Well, it doesn't matter because I don't have anything for 10 megs. All right, I've taken up enough of your time. There's people that are waiting, so I'll get out of the way here and we'll talk some more about it in the morning. But anyway, nice to be out here. Really nice to be back on the 9700. I really do like these radios. All right, 73, see you in the net and everybody else out there. Take care, and we'll see you in the morning. K6MYC in the group. Oh, I didn't do this officially. This is KO6KD 776 checking in. I'm checking out.
About time.
Go ahead, Frank.
I guess he can. Are you hearing me, Bill? KO6KD, W6BBS?
Yeah, I hear you, Frank.
Okay, I was just joking there when you finally gave your number and all that. I just shouted out about time. It was just a shout out, Bill. That's all. Good evening, sir.
Well, good evening, Frank. Nice to hear you. I've talked to you more the last week than I have in probably about the last 5 months, so it's good to hear you out here. Thanks for saying hi. We'll see you in the morning if you'll be around.
Very good, sir. We'll catch you later. Actually, I will not be. I'll already be working up on the hill at the neighbors tomorrow. We have a 9 a.m. appointment to move bark. All right, good night, Bill. KO6KD, W6BBS. Back to net.
Yep, 73 KO6KD.
Okay, now do you want to start at 8:30 local time, which was like 7:30, our old time on daylight savings? Do you want to start at 8:30, Bill?
Well, I think 8:30 is fine since we're all just on local time. That will give Phil a chance to work his friends that he does earlier in the morning, and then he can get his coffee and maybe take care of the dog, and we'll just try shooting for around 8:30. That works for me if it doesn't make everybody else too late.
No, that's fine. 7:30 is going to be fine, and hopefully we'll catch up with Bob there, and he'll be on at 8:30. What time was it, local time, when he came in this morning?
It was 9:20. 9:20 he came in, and big signal. My goodness, he was loud. So it was really good this morning. But 8:30 then. 8:30. Oh, 8:30. Okay, I got it.
Was he on at 9:30 local time? Is that it?
This morning it was 9:20. 20 minutes past 9 a.m. 09:20 was the time he came in, and within 10 seconds later he signed off.
Yeah, well, maybe he'll come in. I assume he'll start to wake up to the fact that we're going to be there at 8:30 local time, and we'll go on local time for all these 40-meter schedules there. Surprised he didn't check on 20, but he was too late for 20. We were already done and gone by that time. We did go back to 20 after 15 and talked on 20 a little bit, and then we went QRT on 20 for the second time at about 17:30, and then we went over to 10 meters. and had a contact on the short path. So I was back and forth between long and short path. Long path on 20 and short path on 10. Over.
Roger. Well, I was all out of sequence with everybody, so no worries. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Hopefully everything will be fine.
All righty. Let's see, who else? John, KR6MR, are you here?
Roger. Good evening, Mike. K6MYC and the group, KR6MR, Bozo 759. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, and good to hear you. You were okay on 432, I think, on Thursday. We had pretty good contact. Judy, can you tell me where I'm pointed here?
332.
Okay, almost perfect for Reading, so we'll be picking the Reading boys up here in a second. Very good. Anyway, a good signal this evening, John. Everybody's got a little flutter on them, but other than that, the band's in good, reasonable shape here. KR6MR or K6MYC?
Yeah, right now you're pretty strong. You faded out real bad for a little while there, but you seem to be doing just fine now. Go ahead.
Well, I just moved the antenna. I was a little on the shy side of Bill, and so I went up on Bill and past Bill and on to you at 232. Bill peaks at about 326, 328, and you peak at about 333, 332, something like that, 334. So we're, there's a few degrees in there, and this is a big antenna, so it makes a little bit of a difference sometimes.
410.
410, good evening, Russ. Good to hear you. KW6T, take one, K6MYC.
Yeah, okay, Mike. I just wanted to get in and get my name on the list. KW6T, Bozo 410 in Latrobe, California. So with that, I will turn around and just step right back out. 73, Mike, KW6T clear.
Well, you don't want to offer any excuses for missing 2 months here?
No. Well, it hasn't quite been 2 months, but it's just one of those things. So there's always something comes up, and we're out of the house, or we're with the grandkids, or we're just have not been available. That's all. This is the first night, and there were a few nights in there I just plain forgot. But no, I'm here tonight, so looking forward to being here Wednesday.
Yeah, isn't it funny how life can really screw up your ham radio schedule, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Okay, Mike, I'll let you go. It's getting late here. KW6T clear.
Okay, good evening, Russ. Good to hear you. And try to get back in more often. Well, otherwise we're liable to forget you. You don't want to have that happen. Good signal, as always, from Latrobe there. KW6T, K6MYC, and John 73 to you, and I'll go over the top of you there into Reading. KR6MR for your final, K6MYC.
Yeah, so okay, Mike, I'll see you tomorrow night. K6MYC in the group, and good evening, Ken, KR6MR 73.
Which Ken are you referring to?
Latrobe Ken.
That's Russ.
Oh, hey, John.
Sorry about that, Russ.
No worries. Have a good evening. KW6T clear.
Alrighty. Let's see if I got Reading in here. Reading, Charlie, November 80. Reading. KW6T. No, that's not right. KD6SW. KD6 Sugar Whiskey and KO6HS. How about it, guys? K6MYC calling and listening. Go ahead, Rich. Okay, 145, brutally weak, but we got it. 145, and hopefully it'll come up. Hopefully the signals will come up. They're really down now, so this early hour time is not good for this path. Although not much has been doing us any favors here lately. Let me see if I can hear you, Jerry. KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sugar, K6MYC calling and listening. Over. 230, we got you, but boy, you're very, very weak. It's QQ to Q3 copy at the moment. Maybe it'll come back in a minute. I'll hold it for 30 seconds here. Hopefully you guys are going to get some rain, or you have had some rain. We had some, and we're expecting more rain on Wednesday. And if it's good enough copy, if you're hearing me well enough, you can tell me when you're expecting rain up that way. Anyway, the weather's been pretty good here, warm in the low 70s and nice and sunny. Back to you, Rich. KD6 Sugar Whiskey, is it getting any better? K6MYC. I've lost you there, Rich. I've lost you, and I don't know about Jerry. Jerry, make a final or try it, and let's see if there's anything coming up at all. It's very weak at the moment. KO6HS, K6MYC, over. Okay, KO6HS, it's gotten back up to a Q3. Just terrible conditions tonight, Jerry, but thanks so much for trying. And we got you all checked in, of course. But very, very, very light copy tonight. No propagation for some unknown reason. 73s, guys, 73s, and tell Rich I'll look for him on 6 meters tomorrow. We'll look for Rich on 6 meters tomorrow. I didn't even hear Rich come back the last time. Really tough copy tonight. 73, KO6HS, KD6BSW, K6MYC. 73, guys.
Okay, I'll try for you on Monday on 6 meters, Mike. 73, KD6 shortwave.
I hear you come. You just walked into the shack.
Well, sure, here I am.
No kidding. What a difference. Jesus. 20, 30 dB all of a sudden, just like you walked in the door here. Okay, well, we'll look for you on 6 tomorrow. And what's your rain looking like for the next few days?
Well, it looks like we're supposed to get some pretty decent rain coming in later on this week coming up. Something like about 1.5 inches of rain in a day or something like that. We'll find out. It'll be a surprise, over.
It always is. Okay. Well, we got about 1 inch in the last one. Wasn't enough to get my ponds to do anything. There's still water in the bottom, but that's about all you can say. A puddle-sized pond. Anyway, we're hoping for some more. We're supposed to get rain starting on Wednesday. 7-3, guys, and we'll look for you tomorrow night. That was pretty good. Last week we heard your sideband when you were talking with the guys down here on your sideband on 6 meters. I think it was NR6Q you were working, and I could hear your sideband. You were about readability 3, but it was better than other times. 7-3 Ridge, KD6SW, K6MYC. Adios. All right, anybody else? I'm going to Nevada.
1179.
1179, KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima. Good evening, John. KD6WVL, Modesto, K6MYC. Go ahead.
Oh, sounding good, Mike. Sounding good. The live stream came in handy. I was out there smoking some ribs and eating my dinner, listened to it, and made it up here on time. Thanks for letting me check in, KD6WVL.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I don't let you check in. You got to just make noise. But that's the first time I really stood by and heard nobody, except yourself. So that's good. Anyway, great to hear you. And if I got somebody John's in here, I'm going to mess up one of these days and call somebody else Nathan or something. I got Johns everywhere. Some days it's good, and some days it isn't. But when all you Johns check in the same night, I'm going to be overwhelmed. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go to the John. Over.
Oh, I hear you there. Yeah, there seems to be quite a few. I was noticing there's not a whole lot of activity during the week or even after the net. I make a couple, calls out there, and I never hear anyone.
Well, it may be that they're just, some of the guys just don't have the bigger systems up yet. But if you go down on, I don't know whether to stay here after the net. You might have better luck calling here. And just make some noise here and see what happens. But a lot of guys just turning the stuff off after the net. But it won't be that way in the contest, of course. You'll have a lot of activity, and it continues on till 9 or 10 at night. Contest goes all night, but nobody stays up for that, at least here on the West Coast. Anyway, good evening to you, John, and thanks again for checking in here. Good signal. And it was good to hear you the other night. I think we had you on 432 pretty good. Over.
Oh, yeah. We give it a try with my little HO loop and 50 watts. All right, Mike, thanks for the check-in, and enjoy the evening. 86 WVO.
Yeah, well, most of the time you were Q5 with the whole loop, but it was just on the hairy edge. On a bad night, I won't hear you. On a good night, I'll hear you perfectly. So that's how marginal it is. You can use a stacked pair of those, and that might help. If that's in your thoughts, you could go to a stacked pair. A lot of guys have done that. I think Aaron has a stacked pair on 432, and he seemed to think it made quite a difference for him.
So, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Yeah, I thought about maybe getting a beam antenna. I'll just have to see how things work out.
Well, I would rather see you have a beam. I'm just thinking of, the pocketbook is a rough go right now, I think, for everybody. Anyway, do what you can, and we'd love to have you on a beam, for sure. 73 is KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, Modesto, K6MYC, going toward Nevada. Okay, here we are over to Nevada. Hopefully Daniel's still awake over there. Maybe he said he wouldn't be in here this week, but I'm not sure. Anyway, Daniel, we're looking for you. KE7UQL, KE7 Uniform Quebec London. KE7UQL, K6MYC, calling and listening.
So here we are. It is 272, KE7UQL. The band's a little light at this time, over.
Oh, there you go. There's your 272. Good to hear you. You're not real strong, but I'm sure it'll come up. The band's up and down, about normal for you. You're up and down sometimes. I don't ever lose you on this band, but it sure doesn't always come up real strong. I don't know who else may be hearing you. Frank's might be able to hear you. So we'll listen and see who else is copying. Make another transmission, Daniel, and then we'll take a standby and see if anybody else is here. And, of course, we're always looking for KW6, N7 Whiskey Tango. I'll get it right. Been so long since he's checked in, I can't remember to call. Anyway, take one, and then we'll see if anybody else is copying you, Daniel. KE7UQL I've lost the name of the town up there, for heaven's sakes. K6MYC. Go ahead, Daniel.
Roger, here is KE7UQL calling from Delta Mike 09er. Hey, Mike, the weather person is forecasting high winds for Wednesday. So if you don't get me, I have the antennas in park mode, over.
Oh, well, hopefully they'll blow over. Are you going to leave them up, or are you going to take them down?
No, I'll bring them a little closer to the ground, over.
Okay, well, that doesn't seem to matter from your QTH there, so hopefully it won't make any difference and we'll still hear you. And hopefully you won't have any other damage. Do you have snow on the roof still?
Negative. Snow is all gone. Mud is dried up, over.
Oh, very good, very good. Okay, let's see if anybody else is copying you, Rob or Frank, anybody?
Yeah, I can just barely hear him in there, Mike. Not good enough to copy.
How you doing tonight? KM6SR here.
KM6SRR. Rob, you're good signal. I've got you over.
All right, good to hear you in there. Thanks for being there.
Roger, roger. Catch you another time. KE7UQL.
KE7UQL, W6BBS.
Whiskey 6, Bravo, Bravo, Sierra. Good signal, over.
Roger, roger. Yeah, you just peaked up here. I'm only running 100 watts. Good evening. Take care. W6BBS, DMO7.
Roger, roger. Thank you for the howdy. KE7UQL.
Okay, I think that's about it. We don't have Ken, OIB, or some of the others in here this evening. We'll let you go, Daniel, but great to hear you. And, of course, we'll try for you. You think you'll have 432 on Thursday?
Roger. I think Thursday will be much better than Wednesday, over.
Okay, very good. Well, we'll look for you Wednesday, and then, of course, Thursday, too, if you can make it there. Take care. Thanks for being there, as always. And one of these days, we'll get your friends up there back. The KE7UQL, Delta Mike 09, K6MYC 73, Daniel. 73. Okay, we probably should go back to the Bay Area for late checks and missed, and you can go down and see if you can find Eddie there, Rob.
Roger, KM6SR. KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, this is KM6SRR with K6MYC, standing by. KE6BK, Eddie? Well, not hearing Eddie, but how about Rick? Old Bozo 61, KB6RQU. You on tonight, Rick, over? I'm not hearing anything. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, late checks and missed into the Bay Area. Bay Area Bozo Net. Late checks are missed, or people that are upside down because of the time change. This should be about the normal time we'd be getting there. Hi. Bozo Net, 2 meters. Bay Area. WA6AXX, KT2G, KB6BA, AB6SR. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Anybody in the Bay Area, please, for check-ins. K6MYC. I guess that's it, Rob.
Wow, that was a quick one, huh?
Yeah, well, in the Bay Area, I think they're they're going in a tank up there.
Yep, and Corsico probably smoked them, huh?
Oh, absolutely, always do.
I missed some of the beginning. You want to read me a few of them?
Okay, we can do that. We'll go 5 at a time, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay, Rob, it's 1079, 1100, 1040, 1190, 704, check.
Okay, roger.
982, 727, 107, 831, 583, check.
Roger, go ahead.
72, 47, 680, 803, and 432. Check.
Okay, that should be good down to where I came in, so thank you very much.
Yeah, okay, and we had Mark in here this evening and PYP as well, Greg down there in Visalia, so we had two folks that haven't showed up for quite a while. I don't know where Ken has been lately. Is he well? Has anybody talked to Ken?
Yeah, I missed our local net tonight, so I didn't hear him, but I think he's doing okay. He's been around busy.
Okay, well, somebody said he missed the 10-meter net last week, so that was had me worried that maybe he was sick or something.
No, I think he's just busy. He went up to what you call it, up in the mountains on Friday.
Okay.
Two.
Who was that?
He also missed the club net. He was not there. I had to give all the announcements tonight. K6USY.
Okay. Well, let's hope he's just busy. Do you have any indication that he might be sick or something?
I've not heard anything. Let me look here. I was texting back. Yeah, the last time I heard from him was Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe he's just got his hands full with stuff right now. Maybe it'll clear up. Maybe give him a call tomorrow and see how he's doing. Okay, we got 41 on the count, Rob.
Okay, I haven't integrated what you gave me yet, so I'll if it's off, I'll do the best I can.
Okay, do the best you can. He hasn't got it integrated yet, Judy. Okay, good night all. Good night, Aaron. Thanks much, and Frank, good to hear you. And don't hurt yourself on the tractor tomorrow. And we'll see you tomorrow, maybe on the 40-meter band. I think 8, but you're not going to be in here unless you want to pop in for a minute at 8:30 or a few minutes before 8:30 local time. That would be 7:30 the last week time. I'll be struggling to get up. But I've been waking up early, so it's the light in the bedroom has been changing, so it's everything's on schedule. Good night all, K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net. I'm in Delta Mike 07.
Night, Mike.
All right, good night, Mike. K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, good night, Aaron.
Good night, Mike and Judy. K6NYC, KM6SR, 73.
73, Rob.
Good night, YouTube.